We have a lot to jump into today. Marvel Studios releases tickets for the movie Thunderbolts. The movie comes out May 2nd, 2025. You can reserve your tickets now. President Trump is showing China who the boss is. He also comes up with a new term, Panican for American. That's his new term that he came up with today. The Dodgers go to the White House to celebrate their 2024 World Series victory with President Trump. The Prime Minister of the UK is selling out his people. We have another Andrew and Tristan Tate online. This man's going viral, a 40-year-old man who is proud of himself and bragging online how he groomed a 17-year-old girl to get her pregnant. Sick. The pedos don't even hide anymore. The dire wolf situation. These wolves evidently went extinct, 20,000 years ago. Somehow American scientists took their genes or took some type of DNA and were able to recreate these wolves. Other wolves gave birth to them. It's an interesting story. We're going to get into that. And then, of course, we're going to end it with some liberal lunacy, transgender madness. Over the weekend, we had two men face off in the women's championships for a pool. It's something out of a South Park episode. It's absolutely ridiculous. Democrats should be ashamed of themselves, but they have no shame. This is what the Democratic Party has sunk itself, literally, figuratively, by attaching itself to a bunch of grown men in dresses that need to be sent to mental institutions. Let's watch the trailer for Thunderbolts.
Being the hero, there is no higher calling. Serving people in the street, adored like gods.
Dad, that's just a fairy tale. No one here is a hero.
I am a void. There's no use fighting.
He's invincible, all-powerful, stronger than all of the Avengers rolled into one.
You don't know what I'm capable of. Maybe I need to show you.
Avengers, you're gone. No one's coming to save the day.
I think we are.
Us?
We could be the people that are coming.
Let's do this.
We are the Thunderbolts!
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts. Only in theaters May 2nd. Filmed for IMAX. Get tickets now.
Looks like it's going to be a great movie. I like to go to the movies for all the Marvel movies, anything to do with comic books or superheroes. As long as they don't go woke, I'll show my support. Does this happen to anybody else? If you wait for the movies to come out on TV or whatever, Netflix, and then you try to watch it at home, you keep falling asleep. That's why I like to go to the movie theater. But between what you got to pay in popcorn and ticket prices, you're definitely not falling asleep during the movie. You watch the whole thing. So every single one of these Marvel films that comes out, I always go to the movies and make it a day. Trump announces potential 104% tariff on China. Let's see what he tweeted. Yesterday, China issued retaliatory tariffs of 34% on top of their already record-setting tariffs, non-monetary tariffs, illegal subsidization of companies, and massive long-term currency manipulation, despite my warning that any country that retaliates against the U.S. by issuing additional tariffs above and beyond their already existing long-term tariff abuse of our nation will be immediately met with new and substantially higher tariffs over and above those initially set. Therefore, if China does not withdraw its 34% increase above their already long-term trading abuses by tomorrow, April 8th, 2025, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50% effective April 9th. Additionally, all talks with China concerning their requested meetings with us will be terminated. Negotiations with other countries which also have requested meetings will begin taking place immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I love this. This is President Trump letting China and the rest of the world know your days of getting over on America are over. And who are the only people that have a problem with this? Democrats, liberals. This is why you're vile. This is why nobody votes for your party. President Trump is putting Americans and America first, And only a bunch of lunatic liberal nut jobs have a problem with it. I don't care if I have to suffer for a short period of time so President Trump can put these tariffs on. Eventually, the country will rebound, will be stronger from within. All our manufacturing jobs will be brought back to America, and the United States of America will run like a machine once again. If it wasn't for Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Democrats, we wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. And I don't want to hear about Kamala. If Kamala Harris was president of the United States, God forbid, you could kiss the country goodbye right now. There'd be no America left. President Trump urges strength, labels Panicans amid economic concerns. Donald Trump had this to say: the United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a Panican, a new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. And President Trump is absolutely right. If you want to bring America back to its golden age, this has to be done. Our manufacturing jobs have to be brought back to America. This is what happened when America got rid of all its manufacturing and sent it to China. China, once a desolate, weak country, became strong and prosperous as America declined, as our middle class declined. So the politicians here, the corrupt politicians here, strengthened China, our mortal enemy, and weakened the United States of America. And now Trump is undoing that evil deed. It's over. It's time for America to be the superpower that it once was. I don't care how long it takes or how many bumps in the road or if I have to pay $10 for eggs for a short period of time. This needs to be done, and President Trump is absolutely right. Stop making our enemies strong. China has one goal in mind for the United States of America, and that's to destroy it. Here's this disgusting human being that went viral. He's bragging about grooming a 17-year-old girl that he got pregnant, met her when she was like 13. We have another Andrew and Tristan Tate on our hands. See, the crazy thing about these pedophiles is they don't even hide anymore. They make videos. You got Dylan Mulvaney on TikTok grooming your kids right before your eyes. The FBI doesn't do nothing about it. Andrew and Tristan Tate on every podcast in the world bragging about being pedophiles and grooming children. Every one of the Tate's victims, whether they're boys or girls, are underage kids. Yet, every podcast in America will have them on and kiss their ass. So let's listen to what this piece of garbage had to say.
No, Mom said no.
I'm talking.
I know you're talking. I need to get your truth about this.
Yeah, as she's on the phone with her 16-year-old boyfriend, but he deserves whatever he gets.
It is.
Yeah, I wasn't groomed.
That's how I groomed you. I groomed you. I was grooming you.
I groomed.
Groom you. Nigga, you, man, bro, you a monster, bro. But you might have a monster, but you, shit, man. If they knew, oh my God, you're,
Can't nobody groom me.
bro,
Can't nobody make
in every ages.
my man never gave predators.
She. In Georgia, consensual age is 17. Texas is 17. Guess what?
In Georgia, it's actually 16.
Georgia's 16?
It's consistent.
Georgia's 16 for real?
Hell yeah. Even better.
That's when
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'll be weirded out. Dog, I'll be weirded out. I swear to God, I'll be weirded. But it's... I fell in love with her, man.
I don't seem like the same.
Yeah, I fell in love with her, dog. I don't even cap. And now we got a baby on the way, and
You fell in love with the mind, not the age.
that part.
Andrew and Tristan Tate would be so proud. The most disgusting part about this is that he's so proud of himself. And then you look at that bottom picture where she's sitting in the backseat of his car and looks like a child of his. He's disgusting. I mean, he's just a piece of garbage. And this is the new norm in America, where all these pedophiles are just out in the open, could care less. The FBI doesn't care. It's just the United States of America has become nothing but a vile, disgusting joke, especially for the last 4 years. President Trump's only been in office 100 days, so I'm hoping things will get better. Hopefully the DOJ will be paying attention to disgusting garbage human beings like him and the Tates and do something about it, because this kind of stuff is really getting out of control. The Los Angeles Dodgers pay President Trump the ultimate respect. They go to the White House and celebrate their World Series victory, unlike the garbage Philadelphia Eagles, who are a bunch of communists, and I hope they lose every game for the rest of their lives. Not just because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I despise them. So let's jump into the video.
Okay, wow, this is an incredible honor for me, and to stand here today representing the Los Angeles Dodgers and this group of staff and players behind me today. The 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers season is one that will go down the history books, always holding a special place in the hearts of myself and those there with me, as well as millions of Dodger fans around the world. This organization exemplifies what it means to come together as one for a greater purpose and to represent something so much bigger than themselves. The selflessness and humility that each one of these players and staff have shown over the last year is truly an inspiration. They have constantly played hurt, switched positions, and taken the ball to put the team first. As a spectator for our championship run last year, I was in awe of this group. Their unwavering confidence, coupled with the selfless pursuit for team excellence, was an inspiration. That is why I'm so grateful to get to speak today on their behalf, as I know none of them would say this about themselves. Moving forward, I hope the 2024 Dodgers can serve as an inspiration to many like they were to me, not just in sports, but in life, remembering to put others before ourselves. It moves a team and a society forward. So thank you for allowing me to speak today, because the story of the 2024 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers is a true joy to get to tell, and it's because of the extraordinary people that are behind me and their incredible pursuit of excellence. Thank you. And Mr. President, we have a gift for you as well.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. Wow. Ooh, I like that. Come on, Mark.
Oh, they're going to move.
This was a real classy move by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles will pay attention. Their trash organization and trash players that they have, who have absolutely no respect for the greatest Americans to ever live, President Trump. This is the face of a coward and a traitor to his people. Kai Stramer, the Prime Minister of the UK, he confirms that the problem in England is Islamophobia. Women in hijabs are afraid to get on buses because of Islamophobia, and Muslim families are attacked when they leave mosques. Islamophobia is increasing every day in England. You know what? This is the face of a coward and a traitor. In America, I learned all I need to know about Islam on 9/11, the so-called religion of peace and discipline. But every time they see a Christmas tree, they can't contain themselves. They blow something up or commit an act of terrorism, sexually assault someone, or kill somebody. But you're not allowed to say that because that's Islamophobia. The UK, Ireland, Britain, it's all being destroyed by Islamists, illegal immigration, and the people that come there. You know what they tell you? They tell you right to your face, right on camera, we are not here to coexist with you. We are here to turn you into a Muslim, and if you don't convert, we have the right to kill you or sexually assault you. How do I know that? Because I watch their videos. I'll give them credit for one thing, these cowards. At least they're not cowards in the sense that they're trying to hide their agenda. They tell you point blank, this is what we came there to do, and this is what we're going to do. And a liberal, disgusting, traitor coward like Keir Starmer, however you say his name, the prime minister, he blames the people of England, the people of UK, the people's families who served in the military there, who grew up there. It's not the illegals. It's not the Islamists who are murdering people, sexually assaulting people, forming sexual assault gangs, preying on 10-year-old girls. No, they're not the problem. You're the problem. The face. I can't really even say what I want to say when I look at his face, what I'd really like to do, but you get the point. Let's listen to this low-life piece of garbage talk.
Islamophobia Awareness Month comes at a deeply troubling time for Muslim communities across Britain. We've seen a devastating rise.
Oh, yeah, well, if that's true, then they brought it upon themselves with their actions. If you want to live under Sharia law, take that shit back to your country and live under it. We don't want to live under that in the West, and we're not going to either. All these tough guy Islamists online, you think you're so tough. You're tough with women and 6-year-old girls. If you ever think that Texas or any place in America, you might get away with it in New York, Queens, something like that. You try that in Texas. You try that in Florida. You try that in some parts of Pennsylvania, and we're going to see how that goes for you.
In Islamophobia, leaving people feeling fearful and unsafe in their own country. I've heard firsthand of women wearing hijab who are too scared to travel by public transport, of Muslim families being abused as they leave the mosque. Hate crimes are deeply damaging, both for every affected victim, but for communities. And we all bear a responsibility to do all we can to stamp out hate. The surge in Islamophobia is simply appalling.
Okay.
Muslim women and girls disproportionately targeted, mosques forced to ramp up security, and British Muslims questioned as if they are terrorists, all in an environment of a Tory government that thinks that their divisive language and policy don't matter. They would rather stoke division than bring communities.
You know what's funny when you hear these Democrats talk is this, oh, they don't commit acts of terror. The last 100 acts of terrorism have all been done by Islam. Oh, they don't commit acts of terrorism. Nope. 9/11. It's amazing how in America, how you had American citizens jumping off of buildings head first because they were getting burnt, and they just forget like it's no big deal. But according to this clown, you're the problem. How dare you? But when it's the other way around, when Muslims are sexually assaulting 9-year-old girls and think they have the right to marry them and blowing up Christmas markets, he doesn't have a problem with that. He doesn't see the racism in that. You deserve that. Especially if you're a Caucasian and you're Christian or you're Catholic, you deserve that type of violence because of what your ancestors did. This is what liberals and Democrats will tell you.
I do not want Britain to be a place where British Muslims are not able to be their whole selves, where they feel they must hide or tone down who they are for fear of being attached to views that are not their own, where they're asked to apologise for the actions of people who do not act in their name. Our Britain is one where the enormous contributions of British Muslims are recognised and celebrated, their stories heard, their lives free from discrimination. As leader of the Labour Party, I am indebted to the contributions of Muslim members, activists and politicians who make our party what it is today. I'd like to thank Muslim organisations and mosques who work tirelessly to raise awareness and shine a light on the scale of Islamophobia. My Labour Party is committed to work closely with all communities to ensure they have the security they need to feel safe. A Labour government will tackle religious discrimination and racism across society. We cannot allow community cohesion in our country to be destroyed. If Labour is elected to form Britain's next government, we will be a government for everyone.
His face makes me absolutely sick to look at. The only people that will be getting charged with hate crimes and discrimination crimes are non-Muslims, and we all know that. You're not allowed to speak out about what's going on in your community when it comes to Muslims in the UK, in Ireland, in London, because the police will be at your door to lock you up. They should be allowed to sexually assault your daughter. They should be allowed to commit acts of terrorism in Christmas markets. They should be allowed to form grooming gangs. How dare you? Look at his face. The coward that he is. Cockroach that he is. Makes me sick. Time to turn the page. I got to get off the story because looking at his face makes me ill. And here is a question I have to all you Muslims around the world who claim you're so peaceful and you're a religion of peace and discipline. How come every time an act of terrorism happens, you never come out and say, this isn't right? You never speak out against it. Never. You never say, Muslims shouldn't behave like this. That's not our way. That's not Islam. You never hear that. You know why? Because they condone it, and they know they condone it. Anybody who's non-Muslim, according to Muslims, is the enemy. That you first should try to convert them. And then if they don't bow to you and convert, you have the right to murder them or make them sex slaves. How do I know that? Because that's what the Quran says, and that's what Muslims say openly. All you have to do is pay attention and don't let cowards like this silence you. I'll end it with this. You know who to mess with, cowards. You're tough with 5-year-old girls and women. Try that in the wrong place. Try to bring Sharia law to Texas, Georgia, Florida. Try that there. That's all I'm going to say. Try that there. This is a pretty interesting story about dire wolves. You're hearing the first howl of a dire wolf in over 10,000 years. Meet Romulus and Remus, the world's first de-extinct animals born on October 1st, 2024. The dire wolf has been extinct for over 10,000 years. These two wolves were brought back from extinction using genetic edits derived from a complete dire wolf genome, meticulously reconstructed by Colossi from ancient DNA found in fossils dating back 11,500 and 72,000 years. This moment masked not only a milestone for us as a company, but also a leap forward for science, conservation, and humanity. From the beginning, our goal has been clear: to revolutionize history and be the first company to use CRISPR technology successfully in the de-extinction of previously lost species. By achieving this, we continue to push forward our broader mission on accepting humanity's duty to restore Earth to a healthier state. But this isn't just our moment. It's one for science, our planet, and all humankind, all of which we love and are passionate about. Now close your eyes and listen to that howl once more. Think about what this means for all of us. See? I mean, I'm reading the comment section. A lot of people think this is AI. These aren't AI generated. What part of this didn't you read? These are wolves that were born. I don't know if they had a mom or dad. I don't know if they were like placed in a female wolf and she gave birth to these. They created the egg first and then was inserted. I don't know how they did this. In a way, to me, this type of technology is scary in a way. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. What's next? Are they going to bring back a dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus Rex, or a Brontosaurus, or a Triceratops? Like things like this, just like AI, there's always some negative. It's not just positive. Yeah, it's positive if it stays in the right hands. What if it gets into the wrong hands? What if there's spin-offs to this where anybody online can buy this type of material or things to recreate whatever they want? And they're selling them on the black market. There's all types of things that could happen from this science, and it's not just all good. So I'm not buying that this is just such a great thing. I'm going to end it with this. These transgender weirdos who all need to be put in mental institutions. There are 2 men in an ultimate pool tournament who were able to compete in the Women's Pro Series competition in the UK. And guess what happened? The men both are in the finals, just like every other time you see. It's so ridiculous I even have to talk about this. It's so ridiculous that you see these worms, these Democratic liberal worms, they're men. You could tell they never even played a sport in their lives. These women, they're men. These women have no genetic advantage over the other females. This is totally fine. It's also been proven that they are the ones at a disadvantage. Give me an effing break. Shut the F up. Like, your father should just punch you in the face for talking so stupid. So, what a coincidence that every man, I'm not calling them a trans because there's no such thing. What a coincidence that every man that plays in a women's sport is all of a sudden the champion. Wow. What a coincidence. Shocker that was going to happen. You have grown men participating in women's weightlifting, shattering records by 300 pounds. And those records haven't been broken in 30 years. You have men in women's track and field beating the field by, a full 8 minutes, or in a sprint, he finishes 10 seconds ahead of everybody else. And Democrats will sit there and tell you, well, we don't want to hurt his feelings. It's not right to tell him that he's a man. So we're going to let this full-grown fool, lunatic, pedophile change in the women's locker room. They're changing in the women's locker room. They're changing in little girls' locker rooms. Your daughter's locker room. A full man, full frontal, penis and balls hanging out, getting changed in front of your daughters, and people do absolutely nothing about it. Your daughter's laying there with a broken nose on a mat somewhere because, they had boxing or karate. She gets kicked in the face by a grown man, and you have parents that'll still vote for Democrats. I can't. It's just a mental disorder. You have a mental disorder. Oh my God. I would rather my kid be murdered or sexually assaulted than hurt some grown man's feelings. That's an absolute psychopath. You make me sick. To say that I hate the Democratic Party with every morsel of my body is an understatement. Everything that God composed of me to create me makes me hate the Democratic Party. I am not ashamed to say it whatsoever. You absolutely make me sick. This is the reason when I see things like this. These are the reasons why I make these videos. These are the reasons why when the comment section and people mock me, or they say, oh, you only got this many views, or you only get this many subs. It's irrelevant to me. I don't need, what my gratification is? If one person watches that video and says to himself, you know what? He's absolutely right. I'm not voting for Democrats anymore. I've done my job. It was worth my time. Literally, one person looks at my video and says, he's right, and changes their viewpoint and starts standing up for himself and his daughter and his family. You know what? I did my job. Don't care about your insults. All this talk, you'll run up on me, you'll do this and that. Let me explain something to you. All your Democratic handlers have led you to believe that you are like this ultimate fighting machine, and you'll just go around, men and women, you'll just go around and you'll put your hands on people and you'll do this and I'm going to put it to you, it's not a good idea just to go up to anybody, put your hands on certain people, because I assure you, sooner or later, it's not going to end well for you. Keep your effing hands to yourself.